So they said, you can't eat 12 hot dogs at once, but I showed them.
Can't skip lunch either, mate. Look, let's find some tips.
Let's do it. All right, another Saturday, another lot of racing. It looks like we've got a pretty good setup this weekend. What have you got for me?
Yeah, James, final Group 1 day at Morphettville on Saturday. So that's where we're going to kick off in race 7. And I'm going to go with the favourite, Pounding on Top. Sticks to his preferred trip over the mile. Was a little bit flat last start over that distance. Only fair to the line, but I thought that day the tempo just didn't really suit him. There should be plenty of good speed here from the wide gates. He's drawn wide himself, but I think he'll get right back in the run under Blake Shin, look to find some cover early and be very strong late. He's won 5 times over the mile, so ticks a lot of the boxes here. And as the favourite, I think he's going to be really tough to beat.
So you're saying you're pounding.
Yes, James. We're going to leave that one alone. But
So I'm told there's $1 million going on the line in the Goodwood?
That's right, James. Yeah, this is probably one of the most wide open editions of this race that we've seen in quite some time. I'm with the filly Skybird on top though. Very impressive winner of the Tobin Bronze Stakes last time out, where she angled into the clear coming out of the turn and just found something extra to win by close to 2 lengths in the end. Unbeaten over the 1200 metre trip now, and I do recognise that this is a big step up in class for her, but I do think this is clearly a target race from the stable. She could have gone around in the Robert Sangster a couple of weeks ago, but they opted for the easier option on that day. So I think this is a race that they've had in mind for some time now. Gets in nice and light at the weights, and we have seen the Tobin Bronze form franked just last year with Royal Merchant winning that race and then going on to win the Goodwood a couple of weeks later. Nice and light at the weights. If you're looking for one at value, I think she's worth an each way play.
All right, so that sounds pretty good to me, and that's Morphettville covered, but what if I want to take a trip to the Central Coast this weekend as well?
Ooh, I like your thinking there, James. Yeah, let's go to Gosford. $500,000 on the line in this year's edition of the Coast. I'm with the 4-year-old gelding, I Know a Star, on top. I backed him myself at the midweeks late last year where he was very, very impressive. Haven't seen a great deal of him since, but he has finished runner-up in his last 2 efforts. Was very unlucky not to win his last start, just found one better in his final few strides, but I do think the tempo and the tactics were against him that day. Was settled really nice and close to the speed, and I just don't think that suited him. Rachel King gets back in the saddle. I think the pair will drop right back off the speed, and he's also won 5 from 6 over the mile. So if you're looking for somewhat of a safe bet in a very open race, I think I Know a Star is the one you want to be with.
Yeah, there's something in the water in the Central Coast at the moment, so that all sounds good to me, but can you just recap all 3 tips just one more time, just to help me out a little bit?
Let's do it, James. So Morphettville race 7, I'm with Pounding on Top. The very next race on the program, the Goodwood, I've gone with the filly Skybird. Then over to Gosford for the Coast, I'm with I Know a Star.
Sounds good. Something's brewing this weekend, just got to believe.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website